Palimpsest Live. Lovely people, here we are. Hi, good to see you all. And all of you out there in streaming TV land, or whatever we call that these days. Used to be just called TV land. So here we're going to talk about is it our web presence? It's our platforms, our social media. What are you guys doing? Because it's a lot out there and we've got to show people. Otherwise we're, not getting. So what do you, how do you handle it? Who's got the first thing? They're like dying to say something.
I start because I have to leave early, and I'm on social media. I'm using just Facebook and Instagram, and it's a big word to say I'm using, because I'm using very low level. I'm very low in using Instagram because I'm lazy. Also because I don't have time. I'm lazy on using social media because I'm working a lot in this moment. So and it takes me too much. But in theory, I'm using Instagram, Facebook, but Facebook more for my personal stuff and Instagram for my art stuff. And
so how often do you frequently post, or do you just
to be honest, I don't know when it was the last time that I post on my page. I tried also with TikTok, but it's not my kind of thing. So my purpose is for next year to be more consistent. Also, with like a newsletter and the presence on Instagram. Facebook, I prefer to continue to use it like as a personal space.
It seems to have a different circles of families and friends, and as opposed to artists or collectors or
right.
In fact, on Instagram, I never post about. I post, for example, my daughter, because I paint my daughter, but I not about my personal stuff or my family.
Except your trips, sometimes you do. We see video. In your stories only.
And the stories,
stories is different.
In the stories, I put to give something of myself, my prices, but not on the grid on real about it.
Because now Instagram's more has these other options, I guess, in response to things like TikTok.
No, I tried TikTok, but I'm not able to use it as it has to be used properly, because my daughter is very
she's adept at that one.
How can I say, expert on TikTok.
My son too, Lara. My son and your daughter around the same age, so my son's an expert at it too.
And they are so quick, because I can see the video that she made also cool. Everything is so amazing, so very fast, and so I decided that is not for me.
I like TikTok.
Anyway. My son also told me, he said, don't waste your time on all those other ones. You should be using TikTok, and it's the only one I don't use. So
I like TikTok. TikTok's fun.
Yeah, really? What do you like about it? Because I'm not on it.
You're not on it? I like I actually, okay, you want to know? I like the baby videos.
So this is like for your pleasure to look at, not to really put up your own.
Yeah, but in terms of for your art, using it.
For my art, I like the video aspect of it. I like how you can basically create a video out of different videos in TikTok. You can do that on Instagram too, but I don't know. I like it feels more social actually than Instagram. It because you're always, it's like you don't ask for these likes. Like I think because it's pushed out to everyone, like not just to people you follow. That's my understanding. I don't know. It just you kind of you have more variety in who and who watches you and who you're watching, and I
So it's
don't know.
more diverse.
I haven't used it in a while. Confession,
I
but
have the
I was
same
using
feeling
it a
about
lot.
Threads, though.
Pardon me?
I have the same feeling about Threads, which is very new, and
okay.
which is mostly an answer to Twitter, which is now X, I believe.
I call it Shitter. Shitter.
Yeah, where it's mostly a text. It was started as a text-based space. People do post little videos and some photos, and mostly artists will often post their work. But I find on Threads, it's similar, I guess, to what your experiences with TikTok, Stephanie. It's a nicer environment. You get more information from people you don't follow. There's not much of an algorithm there. At least it doesn't seem to be. And I'm having actual conversations with people about actual things. So
Nice.
I feel more inclined on Threads to share things, maybe some more behind the scene things, or sometimes even just a note about, oh, I feel like I'm procrastinating because this and that came up, and then you have a little conversation with people about things. So, and I'm also more tempted to sort of jump in on a conversation and have like an opinion about something where you can just have a little back and forth with people. So it feels like a very kind space. Maybe that will change because it's very new, but I hope it will stay this way.
So you're saying it's similar to Twitter. It sounds similar to Twitter, the way you're explaining it. It sounds similar to Twitter.
Yeah, but Twitter, I don't know. For some reason, I am on it. I have a profile, but I don't use it very often, and
nor do I.
Feel I've never been able to really get into it there. I don't know. I just probably me. I don't use it.
No,
the right
Denise,
way.
it's me too. Me too. I don't know. No, it's me too. And I tried marketing my stuff on there, the NFTs and all that, and nothing.
Yeah, it's not. I don't find it to be any good for marketing for artwork.
No,
at all.
I never used it at all. I just never appealed. It was more about. It wasn't really that kind of space. I don't think really.
Well, it is for NFTs apparently.
Well, fabulous.
Pardon me.
Personally, I'm not much of an NFT person because
no, I'm also not. But
yeah,
because they're Dawn. I mean, say it out loud.
Well, no, for me, I'm an eco-conscious artist, and NFTs are an antithesis to that. So there's no real green NFT.
Yeah.
Not as yet. People started trying to say that there was this green one and that green one, but it's not really happening yet. So until there's a whole revolution in how the data is powered, right? Yeah.
So you're what are you using, Rose? You've made some inroads in some other kinds of.
Well, I was thinking that what Denise was saying about the new threads is kind of how I feel about using LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is more conducive to kind of jumping into some like conversations about topics and issues and having people just receive your comment as opposed to like, who are you or where are you coming from? It's kind of more like, yeah, what do you have to say about it too? So I'm more likely to, I'm finding on LinkedIn, there's a lot of environmentalists in there, in that space, and activists in that area that I have an interest in. So there's a lot of sharing of information and like, oh, this event is happening. Oh, and that's in the UK. Another event like that's happening over in the Pacific Northwest. So there's it is more of a sort of sharing of information space. I get way more exposure on LinkedIn with less effort than I do on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
On Instagram, the algorithm does not like me at all on Instagram. And the only people I ever get following me are other artists.
Absolutely.
I have no problem because I get exposed to, other concepts and the jargon and language people are using to describe their work. And I find that very interesting as well for my own research. But in terms of marketing, Instagram is not my friend at all. Facebook, I get way more responses. And on Facebook, I get more of that diversity of response. People from different places and people I don't know. That's my Facebook business profile because I keep my personal and my business separate
Yeah.
Yeah,
on
me too.
Facebook.
Yeah. Me
And
too.
because I mean, my political opinions are really nobody's like, they don't need to know that when they're interested in my art. It's
Right.
not what I'm trying to share. So
Yeah.
I like to keep that separate on Facebook. And I did do a course on LinkedIn with Helen Tudor. She's quite well known in the LinkedIn space. Um, I'm not making the money, you know, that I'd love to make, but she kind of tutors people on more how to sell services. And like product base is a bit different because you have to do the shipping and, you know, the real actual tangible
Yeah.
cost benefit and profit and loss and stuff, whereas a service is a little bit more flexible, right? So I am considering, you know, a lot of people switch to offering a service as well as their products. A lot of artists like Cheryl, they offer the teaching or the mentoring or the tutorials. I'm thinking of maybe doing that. I just, you know, it's
Nice.
it's a different thing, right? It's a different product. It's a service. So
Yeah, and then you different advertising and that. But it would be very good on video, like you mentioned, Cheryl. Cheryl, you started doing these really.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Before Sherry starts, I have to go. Sorry.
Oh,
Bye,
thank
Laura.
you for
Next
good seeing you,
time.
Laura.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, Cheryl, there she is. Change your spot. Yeah, so you're doing these exciting videos, and I think you have new courses out on video. And how are you?
I
Positioning
do
these on social
videos
media?
on YouTube.
YouTube.
So I do how-to videos on YouTube or how I have created a painting.
And Cheryl, are you under Cheryl Wilcox with 2 L's art on YouTube?
Correct. Correct.
are you using TikTok as well, Cheryl?
No, but I have tried TikTok and I do like TikTok. It's just
too.
that I get overwhelmed with having to upload everywhere. And I quite enjoy doing reels on Instagram. And I too reckon that I can get really fast at doing it too, almost on the go. So I've picked up a little bit. I'm a little bit better at being able to do stuff on the go.
I like your reels on Instagram, Cheryl. They're always very informative to me. Very educational. No, it's true. Like,
Yeah.
Totally.
that's a good
Yeah, I
idea.
learn a
The
lot.
values, like separate them in.
Oh, that last, the value.
Yeah.
Attaching it to a ruler and putting the tape on it.
Yeah, but actually,
What a good idea.
it would actually work better. I don't know why I didn't think of this in the first place. Why didn't I just sand off the back of the rule, gesso it, and paint a value scale straight onto it?
Oh, well.
Why didn't I think of that?
Because you needed to make another
Real.
video, right?
So it acts like a rule as well as, it's easy, I mean, to throw around the place. You know how our stuff always it always looks really grubby with our little grubby fingers, you know, how we have those nice, well, it does, you pick up stuff and you've got these little marks all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to work out a sturdy,
Yeah. Rather than a flimsy piece of paper, right? With the values on, because that's what I have. That's what I use. Well, I don't.
Yeah.
I kind of use anyway.
Well, I
How
love
about
that you
you,
can.
Ross?
Which part?
Social
I was
media.
gonna say-
What do you?
Yeah.
What is your?
Oh, not the
your,
values. I was going to say the values. Okay.
No.
So,
I was wondering about your social media preferences.
Okay, so
in terms
this
of your
year
art.
I've been just terrible at all social media, and I'm on Instagram incessantly because they've just got my number. It's like in my head, and they feed me like all kinds of artists. Because
You're just consuming.
I'm consuming. Because I
Yeah.
just can look at art all day, every day,
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. So I don't have to go to I'm not at the library anymore like I used to be. I had to time box that, but this is just like, and it's on my phone, right? So yeah, and also Facebook. I've got a Facebook business page, and I don't use any of them effectively, and so when I got sick last year, and then it was like really an extended kind of delay, I have not picked it up again yet. But I love the idea of LinkedIn. I think it's a fascinating idea.
Yeah, me too. That's a good idea.
Well, and one of the things that she says about, she calls them the 4 pillars, is she has this really easy way that you do a live of like a get to know me, like this is who I am. You do one of those video, doesn't have to be long. You do, okay, that's one post. You do a call to action post, like this is my product, this is the price, or this is my service, this is the price, this is how you get in touch with me. You do a just a life interest, get to know me kind of post.
A second get to know me post.
Pardon me? Well, no, there's the video. A lot of people, I mean, I'm not very good at doing the like talking to people on video. That's different than writing about what I did this morning.
Mhm.
So those are 2 different types of posts. And what's the 4th one? Oh gosh. CTA, get to know me video, and just reaching out and saying, this is what I'm interested in, and are you interested in this? And she also really pushes, you can't just post, you have to go and interact with other people, kind of like Threads, where it doesn't work if you're not also going and finding the community to interact with.
Yeah, but I think that goes for all of them though, because
I think
that actually also goes for Instagram
than others, because I find Instagram just sucks for me. I mean, who Instagram is bringing to me and what Instagram is like, half of the stuff it's bringing to me, I am not interested in.
Yeah,
you're just advertising to me.
Yeah, you have to retrain the algorithm, which is a lot of work by like searching for things and interacting in the areas where you would like to interact with. But it's a long process.
Yeah, and I find that easier on other platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn are making that easier for me as the user. And I mean, yeah, I've tried with Instagram, and I just find it really frustrating. I find it really frustrating that I get like 10 likes on something, and yet on the other platforms I'm getting like all these different impressions and interactions, and I don't know. It's just I think part of it is what is our personality and what suits us better, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Like I know one artist who uses Substack quite a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
And she links her articles or her whatever she's written to her LinkedIn and to her other socials, but then she's bringing people to her. Basically, Substack is like your own platform that you're creating.
So it's kind of a little blog-like and a little website-like, and wow, this is kind of the perfect place to end off for our. We'll continue this conversation next week.
There's so much more to explore.
So much more to discuss here. That was a lot, and I've got so many questions for you guys now. Well, great seeing you. We'll get back together next week.
Yeah. And hey, people can go to our socials and check them out.
Go to our socials, check them out.
Interact with us.
Interact.
We love comments.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.